What's up, y'all? It's your boy Jeremy Speaks, and I'm coming at y'all again today with another video. And y'all, listen, before we get into this, can we just RIP to Hyper Quiet? RIP to my old microphone, y'all. It's not compatible with my computer no more, and I can't use her like I want to. So I'm about to give her to my friend who's about to make his YouTube channel. But I just wanted us to RIP to her. Oh Jesus, y'all. But anyway, y'all. RIP to the old mic. I got the new mic, so I'm still trying to figure out the audio and everything else like that. So if y'all hear slight differences or whatever the case may be, let me know what y'all think, and I'll try to edit it accordingly. But y'all, needless to say, let's get on up into it, shall we? Now, this episode was entertaining to say the least. This is a really good show. I am highly impressed by how much they're able to get, to really make it enjoyable to watch each episode. Because usually with a Carlos King production, that's a little hard for me to have to do. Is his shows don't really have much longevity, in my opinion, as far as quality is concerned. But when it comes to Belle Collective, they have been giving it every single episode. You want to know what Belle Collective kind of reminds me of as far as the positioning on the network? If you were to compare it to something, you can compare it to Married to Medicine on Bravo, because Married to Medicine usually has good seasons too, but they're always second runner up to the Housewives franchise when it comes to the black viewership. But needless to say, let's get on up in this, shall we? So we pick up where we left off last episode, right? So Gucci and Latrice walk outside of the baby shower for Star. Latrice pulls So Gucci outside, and she says she has a bone to pick with her, right? You my girl, honey. And at the event, as soon as I got there, I felt my girl was shading me. But as soon as Marie comes, even though she was late as well, you were all smiles, even though she was late. Gucci said she was in her feelings, about finding out on social media that Treese had closed on a property and didn't tell her. She said it was foul. And notice when she said it was foul, Latrice agreed. Latrice knows that, and this is my thing. I like when you do shysty stuff to people, how can you just go around them casually like you don't know what you did? Because for Latrice to just think that So Gucci was just going to be able to, just shrug it off and keep the same friendship, even though this woman has been doing quote unquote all of this work for you, and then you end up closing with somebody else without even telling her, and then just meeting up like y'all never had any issues, or just picking up where y'all left off. Is not going to be that easy. And it makes me wonder, are you just playing in her face so you can just act like you cool with her? So if she is reacting to what you did, you have a right to attack her? Because what you said at the baby shower, which they did not include on this episode, y'all remember she said, if you mad at me for being cool with Selena, then that's on you. Don't be mad at me because your husband's still in love with his ex-wife. My husband is in love with me. Y'all remember she said that? And I was like, that just came across like very extreme, very low for you to say that, especially if you're considering this lady your friend. Like, she hasn't taken like a real deep dig at you as far as your relationship, about your husband, about your family. She's just simply talking about the fact that you ended up signing with somebody else behind her back. And I just thought that was real low of Latrice to do that. But let's continue. So she says, you could have just told me you were going to pick someone else. I would have understood, but you didn't say anything. And it was a test to our friendship. So I backed off, and I will still back off. And this is when So Gucci says she's not the person that I thought she was, which she's not. And I can't wait for everybody else who's watching this show to really realize that Latrice is a very shysty, untrustworthy person. But because Latrice is so beautiful and pretty, and glamorous, and, she looks good on the outside, people okay to things that are on the inside. And I think that's a result of pretty privilege in the Black community, and not just the Black community, but like the world in general, we oftentimes give space and more, more understanding to people who are deemed beautiful. And we don't have that same, that same flexibility or that same understanding to those who we may not deem as, the same type of beauty that we all, just regular, how can I say it, Eurocentric standards of beauty. And that's it, Eurocentrically speaking, Latrice is what most would be deemed as beautiful, especially in the Black community. So I don't know, y'all. Like when you're doing this, what are you trying to do exactly? You know what I'm saying? But I did really respect So Gucci's straight up bluntness and honesty when she says, I'm gonna back off, and I have backed off, and right now I'm in my feelings and I'm angry. Maybe when I get out of my feelings, we can continue our friendship. But right now I'm just taking a step back because I'm hurt and I'm mad. And just let me feel my feelings. Let me be mad. Excuse me. Let me be mad. And that'll be that. And I was more irritated with So Gucci last episode because I felt like she was taking passive aggressive digs at Latrice instead of just telling her how she really felt. Like, I'm not a person who really likes passive aggressiveness. I really respect people who can come at me, just straight face to face. I don't want any backhanded compliments or any passive aggressiveness. Let me know that you have an issue so we can get it situated. You know what I'm saying? So I really respected her, and it made me wonder, was it just truthfully really hurt all of this time? I felt that she communicated well to Latrice what her issue was, and I respected it. She gave my respect back this episode. So I'm cool. So the next thing that she says was it's not going to be okay for a while because I'm mad. Just let me get out my feelings. Latrice says, I ain't going to babysit no chick in her feelings, whatever the case may be. And I'm just thinking instead of you saying, you know what, I apologize for, making you feel that way. I could have handled it better or whatever the case may be. You're going to try to make it a cute little shady moment. I don't babysit girls in their feelings. It's just a testament to let you know how much of a trash friend Latrice really is. She doesn't apologize for what she does to people. She doesn't try to take, ownership for the wrongs that she commits. She just tries to shade people and, get the last word and be cute and cunty. And I don't respect that. I just don't see it for her. And I really don't understand how other people do as well. She's untrustworthy. The way she moves is shiesty. And then in the same breath, y'all, she gonna say the way that I move, I'm very loyal to the people that I care about. Well, obviously you wasn't loyal to her. And it's not to say that you going with another real estate agent was the issue, because Latrice basically said that wasn't the issue here. The issue is that you just did it. It got on social media. Meanwhile, I've been doing all of this work, and I was still doing the work actively trying to find what you were looking for. And we all have to understand, just because somebody is a real estate agent does not mean that they have access to the same properties that somebody else has. That's not the case. So yes, she may be a real estate agent, but she may have all of these properties, but this may not be what Latrice wants. But this real estate agent might have a property that fits Latrice's, specifications of what she wants. But it's not the issue of going with the other person. It's the issue of not telling her while letting her, do all of this work. And then she finds out on social media and you haven't called or texted her about it. You know what I'm saying? That's very shiesty and shady of you to do that. But I do think last episode that, So Gucci is pushing it into the ground a little too far. And I do think that So Gucci should just let it go and just peep how Latrice moves and just move accordingly. Just don't fuck with her like that. But drawing out the constant digs and stuff like that ain't really worth it. Latrice ain't worth it. Latrice is miserable on the inside, and the anger and the hate that she has for the way that Zaddy treats her is the way that she treats her friends. And I'm just going to be real with y'all. Anybody who wants to be friends with Latrice, I would side eye, because mama is not trustworthy. So now we are on to, oh, by the way, she says, this is another thing that is quite alarming. So Gucci is continuously calling Latrice a snake. like, you know, a sneaky snake, a snake, whatever. And it's so funny how people all call her a snake, even her husband. Her husband even called her a snake, or her husband even know that she moves real nasty. Give me a second. So her husband even knows that she moves real nasty. And then in the confessional, like Latrice is gonna say, I think Queen Cobra has, like, you know, a nice ring to it. And I'm just like, okay, girl. Then Latrice is gonna close out the scene talking about, I'm realizing that being at the top is lonely. Girl, what? How are you? Why do you want this? Like, why do you want this narrative that everybody is jealous of you? Like, why do you want that? Like, and why you want your friends to be jealous of you? And why are you attributing that as the reason that they're not okay with the things that you're doing? It's not because you're at the top. No, it's because you don't know how to move and communicate like a real friend should. It has nothing to do with you at the top. And honestly, I don't know what top she's on, because I don't hear about Goddess Lane. I don't hear about it. I don't see it on the Shade Room. You know, the Shade Room posts everything. I don't see any celebrities saying that they're wearing her hair. I don't see it anywhere. And I'm just like, I don't get it. But anyway, so the next scene that we're at is Aikisha and Josh, you know, Latrice's best friend. So Aikisha says, I got a call from Josh. You know, he's been my makeup artist for 5 years, and I was worried about him, so I decided to stop by and see how I can help in any way. I'm so sick and tired of you hoes always trying to act like y'all knew people longer than y'all should just for you to be able to spray somebody's business, because I don't believe for a second that man knows Aikisha that well at all. And I doubt in my heart of hearts that Aikisha really even cares what he's going through enough to even want to give him some advice, drive down all the way to the hood to where, you know, Latrice's old shop used to be, and try to help him through what he's going through with Latrice. Like, girl, bye. I don't believe that for a second. Anyway, so this is when Josh says, me and Aikisha have been knowing each other for years, and I feel like she would give me the real. Sir, what are you talking about? You do not know this lady. You do not know this lady. You do not know this lady. But I guess if you want to try to use this as a way to justify you spraying Latrice's business, then go ahead, sis, I guess. But anyway, she says, so she sits down in the chair. He's talking to her. He tells her, I moved in with Latrice and Cliff, and I'm seeing way more about how he treats her. Aikisha want clarification. He says, you know, treats Latrice, right? So he says, I've caused a lot of drama and I'm checking out. I don't like the way he treats her. So then, you know, he says to us, I had a convo with Latrice in her room, you know, the room that she's sleeping in, because her and Cliff is not sleeping in the same bed. Give me 1 second, y'all. Give me 1 second. Oh my God, y'all. I gotta wipe my nose. My nose is running. I just came from a 4-mile walk. So my body is still, you know, it's still like at a high temperature. That's why I'm drinking this water. Okay, my bad. So he says, I had a convo with Latrice in the room she's sleeping in, because she's not sleeping in the same room with Cliff. And I was like, why did you have to say that? I was like, you and Latrice are two sides of the same coin. Neither of you niggas can be trusted, because telling for her to have a friend like this for years because she's so shysty, I'm sure that Latrice loses friends very often, or if the friends that she does have, they can't be trusted because Latrice is not trustworthy. So of course, this man is spraying his other friends' information in front of the world to see. But anyway, he says, and I said, I feel that she's being controlled. Little do I know, he's listening behind the door, and then he's going off and basically saying, I'm going to be in an Airbnb with Latrice, and my job is not going to be secure because he makes the decisions and he makes everything happen. So he says it was very disrespectful, and I never had a man, or never let a man, you know, talk to me that way. And I don't want to be this type of person, because I understand we are both LGBT, but I don't like it when, you know, when gay men are simply feminine, or, you know, whatever binary, you know, he classifies himself as. I don't like it when they try to like speak as if they're not coming from the perspective of another man, saying, I never had let a man speak to me like that. Girl, you're a man. And you were talking shit. Like not okaying anything that Cliff was doing, but you were talking shit. So what did you think was going to happen? Did you just think that this man who's older from the old school and probably don't even like gay people like that, did you just think that he was going to let you talk shit and not say anything? You should have been 100% ready for whatever he had coming to you. Like I don't understand that thought process. I don't get that. But anyway, so he was very disrespectful and he said, I won't have a job. And he said Atrice didn't say anything. And this is when Akeisha basically says, that's telling. He needs to get it and basically tells Josh that he needs to get a plan B, C, D, E, F, G, all the way to Z, because it's not cool to have a job that's all the way in limbo because you don't know if you piss somebody off so much. And then this is when he says, I shouldn't have did that. Which you shouldn't have. It's okay to voice what you want to say to Latrice and let her know what you want to let her know, but to come at her husband is a completely different thing, regardless on if you were trying to stand up for her or not, which he says, that's what he was trying to do. Regardless on if you're trying to do that or not, that's her husband. I've always loved the fact that I know boundaries just naturally, because I've had friends who were in relationships with men who I really did not care for or care for the way that they treated them. And I had to, I always knew whatever the case may be, that's who she's deciding to be with. I can let her know whatever I want to let her know. But as far as going at it with her, her significant other, that's not my place. Like, I'm not her protector. I can protect her, but the man who she decides to be with is who she decides to be with. Unless I see him verbally, going at her and I need to step in at that point or physically step in at that point, that's completely different. But to take it upon myself to try to check her husband randomly at times because I don't like the way he's treating her is a completely different story. And that's where you cross the line. And now you don't know if you have a stable job or not. And that's what Akeisha said. She said her grandmama always said one thing. And that was, wisdom is all, the best kind of wisdom is the type that you have to pay a price for. And baby, you paid a price. Now, ask me at the end of this conversation how Akeisha helped him at all, and then tell him just, common sense things that he's going to need to do. Obviously, you're going to need to find another job because your job is not secure. But other than that, she didn't help at all. And that let me know once again that Josh only invited this lady just to spray Latrice's business some more. Now, the reasoning behind him doing it, I don't know, but I don't respect people who like to tell their best friend's business like that. It really rubs me wrong. But honestly, I don't trust none of these hoes like that. So anyway, let's move on. So Latrice and Letitia are meeting at Letitia's business. Welcome to the Enterprise, girl. You look so cute. They almost dress alike. This is why I don't really like Letitia either, because I feel Letitia has very similar characteristics to Latrice, but we'll talk about that later. She says, you have an event coming up, right? This is in your lane. You're great when it comes to public speaking. She's talking now. This is Latrice saying this to Letitia. And I feel like, girl, when like, at first I was like, are you saying that Latrice is good? Letitia is good at throwing events? I was like, I hope you're not talking about these WWE SmackDown brunches that she be doing, because if you talking about that, baby, I don't know about them events. Baby, the events be giving hood rat antics. I don't know. And I don't really know how good of a speaker Letitia really is either. Have we heard Letitia public speak yet? I don't know. I'm not trying to take away from the girl, but like, I don't know about this. Letitia asked her, what kind of what kind of event is it? She says it's self-care brunch. I was like, why do they have Latrice at a self-care brunch when her man is out here literally yoking her up like a prison bitch behind a car, and she's still in the relationship? I was like, obviously self-care is not a thing. I was like, okay, just because you get your makeup done and your hair done, like is it real self-care if you truthfully don't care about the way you being treated on a inside basis? Who is inviting Latrice to a self-care event to speak, first and foremost? Why are we doing this? Or is it just a made-up event for the TV show? But all right. So Letitia basically asked her, let's do a test run. Latrice practices and she's terrible at it. She's like, oh my God, y'all. Nope. What da 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 da. Nope. Letitia's like, nope, 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 nope. That's not good. So Letitia basically gives her the advice that, if you basically go to basically bullet points of what you want to say and what you think and just let it flow out of your heart, you'll be good, right? So then, we get on to other topics because we can't keep it too professional for too long because, we got to get that hood shit up in here for entertainment purposes, right? So Latrice basically asked, how's Cliff? Letitia basically asked, how's Cliff? This is when Latrice says, like you said, Glendale is glenning, Cliff is cliffing. Everything that Latrice says to me sounds so rehearsed. Like, I was like, girl, did you come up with that at home? Like, y'all, I simply cannot. But anyway, Latrice basically changes topics very fast. She makes it very clear not to talk about her relationship on this show. At least getting it too deep to where, she's talking about her husband. She don't want that smoke with him at the house. But anyway, she says, she basically switches it back on Letitia and says, how do you stay with Glenn when Glenn is doing all of the things that he's doing? What keeps you there? This is when, Letitia says that it's fear. I was like, that's very scary to me, y'all. When a woman is so afraid of a man that she cannot leave. And I'm trying to figure out, is she saying it's fear of how he's going to feel, or is it fear of him physically harming you? Because if it's fear of him physically harming you, then we don't even need this man on the show. And I'm just saying, like, this is kind of alarming for us to be looking at as entertainment when a man is like physically intimidating a woman so much so that she cannot move on with her life, even though that the man is treating her like dog shit. Like, it's really bothering me. So then Latrice basically asks her, when was the last time you was intimate with him? Letitia giggles and said that she was intimate with him after the reunion. Latrice basically says, I know it had to been that alcohol, baby. And then she says, not too much, because I wasn't too drunk because I told him to put a condom on. And she was like, not you pulling a Tamara. And she was like, I was actually real about mine. And I'm sitting here like, here you are. Here y'all two are. Once again. Now, it's not me. Once again, I don't want y'all to think that I'm okaying any of the stuff that Tamara's doing. But in my opinion, I'm sorry, y'all, I have pollen, all of this stuff on my head, y'all. It's bothering me. Girl. Anyway, I'm saying, like, I don't understand the issue that everybody has with Tamara. Okay, we feel that Tamara be lying about certain things, but y'all all be lying about certain things. It's just that we're making a point to bring it up to Tamara. Y'all all lying about stuff. And I'm saying, it's so weird to me how you have more smoke for Tamara, but not the man who's actively cheating on you, dogging you out, cussing you out, tracking you, all of this stuff. You have all of this smoke for Tamara, but not for Glenn. Why is that? What did Tamara do that was so bad that everybody is just dogpiling on her this season? I don't get it. Who cares if she with Damon or not? How does that affect anybody on the show? And like the Aikisha thing, y'all already exposed her. Okay, we get it. She ain't gonna tell the truth about it. All right. Just know that y'all can't really trust her that much moving forward. I don't understand why we keep having to shade and talk shit to her, talk shit about her. It really bothers me because Tamara's not doing that in the scenes that she's in. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't like the way that's looking. I understand that Tamara's not truthful, but Latrice is a liar too. Nobody's saying anything. We're not talking about that. But all right, I'm getting real sick and tired of that. But let's continue, Joe. I guess we're just gonna continue to shade and dogpile on Tamara and not actually address the actual things that are going on in our life that needs to change. Like the fact that you're sitting here laughing about a man who you're afraid to leave out of fear of your personal safety, allegedly, but you giving him pussy, but you mad at Tamara. Or is Tamara y'all emotional punching bag this season because y'all know that she's not like that? She's not somebody that's going to go at it with you verbally like that. So what is it? Why are we all bothering Tamara? Like, I don't get that. Child. And then is, because she said she was scared too, it made me also think about something else, y'all. It made me wonder, is the reason that that she gave Glenn some sex after the reunion, was that simply just for her pleasure, or is it also to try to keep him at a calm so he's not blacking out on her, because he'll probably believe she's out here getting it from somebody else, or she feel like it's going to be a way to calm him down and keep her safe? Is it like, am I taking it to the extreme to think that? Like, I don't know. What are you doing? What are you eating? Oh, you gonna walk? Okay, now you gonna run away. You want to sit? Okay, whatever. Okay, so let me see. So Latrice says, and now she's a member of the Enterprise. And I'm just sitting here like, what the hell I was like, so is the Enterprise a counseling thing? I was like, is Letitia a counselor? Is she like a trainer of motivational speak? Like, what is Latrice? What does the motherfucking Enterprise do? What does it do, damn it? That's what I want to know, bitch. What does it do? How can you be a member? How do you sign up to be a member of the Enterprise? How the fuck, and how the fuck does she afford a receptionist, but she's still trying to figure out how she's going to find a place to live? What is going on here, y'all? Girl, girl, listen, whatever. So Marie and Tamara sit down, right? They're meeting for lunch. Mind you, can I say this? Marie was looking good all episode. Marie is glowing. I don't know if it's that Essie cooch that she's getting or that husband ping that she's getting, according to what Glenn said. Baby, Glenn, one thing Glenn gonna do though is entertain me and read the shit out of everybody in the room. If he mad, baby, you better move, because Glenn is going to read the dog shit out of you. Glenn is better at reading bitches than Martell is. Martell be complaining and stuttering. Glenn don't stutter. Glenn will air you out, throw your business in your face. He looking up everybody's business so he could dog y'all out whenever y'all try to take Letitia away from him, or whatever the case may be. But let's move on. So Marie and Tamara sit down, So this is what Tamara says. So she says, I'm meeting with Marie here for lunch. We talked at So's Gucci's event, but I don't understand. Does she have an issue with me, or is it Latrice? I don't really know. So we're going to get into that. So this is when not Latrice, but this is when Tamara asks Marie, so how did you really enjoy Gucci's event? And this is when Marie basically says, I was kind of caught off guard because I thought it was going to be like a yoga event, but it turned into something else. I'm not really about that, but I really didn't have the proper time to talk to you because you were talking with Letitia and Latrice, the snake. And I wanted you to finish that conversation before we talk. So I'm glad we're here to sit together. And this is when Marie basically says, I met with the collective. She says, I met with the collective and they feel that you dance around questions and they feel like you be lying all the time and you don't be transparent. Why do you feel like they feel that way? Tamara says, you know what? I don't know. I don't give a lot of things energy. You know that about me. But, I think when people see that, they don't know how to really handle that. This is when Tamara says, I built my platform on trust, unlike Marie. I was like, now, what are you trying to say, Tamara? Because when they check you at the reunion, you talking this mess, Tamara. You gonna have what do you mean she ain't build her business on trust? Her business is literally built on mental health and recovery. That's literally the center of trust. What are you talking about? And another thing, sis, you just a radio jockey. I understand that you be talking on the radio, but sis, all we want you to do is play them beats. We're not here to ask you to to help us with our mental. We're not here to ask you to do anything. And let me know, y'all, how big is Tamara in the Mississippi area? Because I don't know. I've never heard of her like that outside of this. But I'm just saying, like, let's stop acting like that the audience, just has like this close bond with you. Like, you ain't Steve Harvey or Ricky Smiley, ma'am. Cut it out. Anyway, Marie says, you just dance around topics, and when it comes across as you lying, like about the text. You told her not to include Akeisha in a group chat, and then, once again, Tamara is acting like she don't know what anybody is talking about. She's lying once again. I'm like, Tamara, don't make this easy on any of us. She's going to continue to lie, whatever the case may be. And I was like, Tamara, it's okay to be yourself. I know you want to keep up, this facade because you're a public figure, but ma'am, be yourself. Because you don't want, the last thing you want for people is to not like you, because at that point you're still going to be a liability to your business because people won't like you. And when you're a public figure and people are putting money into you and events that you're going to be attached to, people need to like you. People like authenticity, regardless on if it's, on what it is. People like authenticity. And the more authentic you are, the better we can connect to you and, support you as who you really are, instead of this representative that you keep on trying to force us to believe. And the thing about it is, the representative that you are, you don't even seem to like, because you do completely two different things. And the two Tamaras don't really agree with each other. This Tamara ain't fucking with the actions of the other Tamara. And they lying, trying to disassociate themselves from that Tamara. That Tamara don't like this Tamara. That Tamara did this, but that Tamara don't remember that Tamara did it. And I'm like, girl, be yourself. And that's exactly what Marie was saying. So she says, okay, so text message aside, have you ever been in a long-term relationship, or engaged? Tamara says, yes, I have. I have relationship after relationship. Girl, I've been in a long-term relationship. Yes. But me and Damon are not married, but I have been engaged. Or she didn't say engaged. She said I have been proposed to before, and then this is when Marie basically lets us know. She says she wants to know if Damon and Tamara are in a real relationship, because it will validate what this man who apparently messaged her with some tea about Tamara said in the DMs or not. And I was like, why does this even matter? Like, why are y'all doing this? I was like, why are y'all playing with Tamara like this? What is Tamara doing to y'all? I was like, what is Tamara doing behind the scenes that I don't know? Because y'all just cannot be dogpiling on her for no reason like this. It's coming across as bullying to me. Why are we sitting here, doing all of this, like, snooping, getting like you're sitting here showing messages, like showing texts and pictures of a nigga. First of all, niggas be lying. First of all, you should know that, Marie, because your nigga was lying. You was even contemplating getting this nigga a Rolex just so he could take care of his kid. I remember Cedric, his fine self. I'm just kidding. But I remember Cedric. Like, we're like, what are we doing here? Like, what are we doing? Girl, it's not that deep. Mind your business, girl. That's why immediately after this scene, you got aired out. So Latrice and Akeisha meet at the kitty land with her grandchildren, because y'all know Latrice is somebody's grandmama now. Anyway, so Latrice says that she loves to be a glam mom. This is when Akeisha basically says, are his kids like your age or older? This is when, uncomfortably Latrice laughs and says, his kids are around my age. Akeisha wants to know if they call her mama or not. And she was like, girl, it just works out. I was like, once again, not a straight answer from her at all about her life and her business. Them kids don't like her. And she don't like Cliff, whatever the case may be. Do you want children or not? Or do you not want children with your husband? You maybe want kids, but just not with Cliff. I went back to the old place and Josh had to do my makeup, and he says, that he was living with you. How was Cliff in this situation? This is when Latrice basically says, he felt like Josh was in our business. And then Akeisha butts in, she says, was he in your business, or were you putting him in your business? Now, one thing I did respect about Akeisha, she didn't just straight up say, well, I talked to Josh and he told me all your business. It had to take, Latrice to basically ask her, versus, Akeisha basically putting it on blast that Josh had, told her all of this business. So this is when Latrice says, I'm gonna have to check Josh because it's not right that, you know, he's out here telling you my business or whatever the case may be. But my husband did feel away because he felt like he was crossing the line and being disrespectful. Aikisha says, but maybe he was just defending you. And this is when Latrice says, you know, I respect that, but you know, he is obviously crossing some boundaries. But I shouldn't even be close with him like that. The whole situation with Josh is different because my husband is not like that on a regular basis. And I was like, girl, bullshit. The way that man yoked you up, cussed you the fuck out, and when you were walking outside, you was like, we're not going to do this here, meaning that this is something that happens quite often, that you just don't want anybody in public to see. It happens often. You just don't like the fact that Josh is letting us know that this fake ass relationship that you're making it seem so nice, you know, me and Zaddy, is fake, that he treats you terribly and that you don't deserve that. It is breaking this facade of, you know, this perfect life that you are, you know, trying to paint an image of just so you could throw rocks to other people's lives and try to, inflict hurt and insults upon them like your life is perfect. You don't like that that we know now that you're throwing rocks from a glass house. That's what this really is about. Talking about this ain't how your husband usually acts. Girl, this is exactly how he acts. He don't think of you as his equal. He pops up where you're at. He's just like Glenn. And it's so funny because in the confessional, when she was talking to Letitia, she was saying that, you know, Cliff is not like Glenn. And I was like, girl, they are damn near the same person. What are you talking about? Just one old as shit and look like a fake ass, you know, Terrence Howard on Empire. Girl, what's the difference? What is truthfully the difference here? I don't know, but let's continue. Girl, I'm trying to make sure I get this underneath a certain time, y'all. Because I gotta go. So now we're sitting here with Tamra and Damon. So he says, Tamra basically is like, so how's your day? This is when Damon says, you know, it's a typical day. Then we get into, you know, Tamra's professional life. She says, you know, Quasi wants me to do a podcast, you know, and it's going to be a new way to introduce Tamra Cherie to the world. This is when Damon says, you know, that's a good idea, but am I going to be a part of the podcast? You know, how is this going to work? She was like, why would you be a part of the podcast? He was like, how would I get more time with you? You know? And she says she's going to try to make time, and she feels that she is trying, but I don't really believe her. And I don't think that she believes her. I don't think Damon believes her. And this relationship seemed like it is a terrible situation to be in, to be honest. So he asks her how the cat cave is going. She says, you know, it's going. I'm still looking. And then he wonders, you know, what's going to be the rules for the cat cave. She says, you know, I'm going to live there. You know, I'm going to have my stuff there, more space or whatever the case may be. And then, you know, she says, I came to live with you because you bribed me. He was like, ain't nobody bribed you. And then it is making me wonder, is the fact that Tamra and him seem like they don't have any type of chemistry because the relationship is fake, or it's simply because Tamra, you know, is really irritated with the fact that he has not proposed yet. He's just trying to get a wifely duties without actually having to commit to actually having a wife. Is that what it is? Because I just wonder, would she even be happy as Damon's wife? Do you want to be Damon's wife? The same nigga that said he wants you to wake up at 4:00 in the morning and make him breakfast? I don't know. But anyway. So she says, if Damon wants me to make him a top priority, then he will need to do things differently, i.e. get her a ring, get her a marriage, get her a wedding, and do it the right way. And I respect that because a lot of you hoes ain't out here asking for that. Y'all just wanting to be wifey without any type of, you know, strings attached. That's crazy to give a man all the stuff that you have to offer without him giving you the real commitment that you really want. But I respect Tamra. You know, she's like, team, fuck these niggas, period. You know, I dog these niggas out. You know, I discard these niggas like they don't exist, period, until I get what I want. You know, I respect the Tamra. Look, I'm team that. Look, don't let these men take advantage of y'all. All right, listen. So now we sitting so the next scene that we're going to is Tisha, So Gucci, and Marie. They're meeting so Marie can sign on a dotted line for a lease for a condo. that Letitia's going to be moving into. So she says it would be in Marie's name. So in case Glenn spazzes out, Marie's going to be willing to put her name on the lease so I can make a quick escape. That's real friends. And I was like, that is something that a real friend would do. But I don't know, Marie, if Letitia is really the person that you want to do that for, because it doesn't really seem that she's ready to leave the situation and take all the steps that she needs to take to exit out of a toxic situation that she's afraid of. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. So this is when, so now they're all sitting down, getting ready to sign the agreement. They have not signed it yet, but they're getting ready. So this is when Letitia brings up what Latrice basically said at her office that we still did not get to see. So she says, Latrice was over at my business the other day, and she said she has some stuff to say about you. And she says that you couldn't produce, that you were too busy being at the gym. And this is when Marie says, you should have gotten her to sign an exclusivity agreement, which I completely agree. I was like, me and Marie looked so good in the scene, y'all. Marie was looking good this whole episode. I was like, girl, this some, I just got some good coochie glow. I got that good coochie glow. Okay, you better zip it and zoo it, Marie. I live for Marie, y'all. I love Marie. I love me some Marie. So while they having this conversation, Glenn just pops up out of nowhere, y'all. Walks through the door like he owned this shit. Mind you, this is a condo. He don't even know who owns the bitch. He just walks through it, right? They all pop up. They scared and shook because they wondering how did he even find where she was at. So what are you doing here, Glenn? What you mean? I tracked her. This is your place. And no, it's not. It's Marie's. This is like, so now she's so scared, meaning, Letitia, that she's denying that this place is hers. She's saying it's Marie's place. See, look on the paper. See, he was like, this paper don't mean nothing. Paper don't mean nothing. And then she said, he asked her, why you signing a lease for my wife? You already got Essie. Worry about that married man you got. I was like, well, damn. Well, damn. I was like, now he's saying you got Essie. Where is Essie this season? I think Essie took off the show because she don't want these lesbian rumors floating around because she got a family, whatever the case may be. Because I think Essie married. But, she's like, when he said, worry about that married man that you having sex with, I was like, what married man? I was like, Marie having sex with a married man, but she's sitting out here trying to worry about what Tamara got going on. What's going on? What's going on, Marie? Why do you feel so comfortable doing all of this stuff to, Tamara, but now you got a married man that you messing around with that we don't know about? What's going on? What's the tea? Let us know more, Glenn. Glenn got everybody teach y'all. Glenn is going to air that ass out. It was highly entertaining. I was cackling. I'm not gonna lie. When he said that shit to Marie, I was cackling. I was like, nah, you got Essie. Not like this mine. You got Essie. You ain't about to put your carpet munching mouth on my woman. Glenn is a fucking fool, y'all. He a fool, y'all. He a fool. So Glenn comes in. So this is when Letitia's in her confessional. Glenn comes in disrespecting my. This is the way that Letitia moves in all of the confessionals. Glenn comes in disrespecting my friend Marie. Glenn, this is not how you repair our marriage. I was like, girl, you're still trying to repair a marriage where a man is constantly cheating on you for years and years and intimidating you and popping up on you, tracking you down and recording you. Girl, what are you talking about? What, like, the fact that this is even still reparable or repairable is insane. Snap out of it. This is why I think that her and Latrice get along so well, because they are the same woman. It's very sad to watch, y'all, and I really don't enjoy it. I don't enjoy watching abuse. But let's continue. So, he says, "You think you're gonna take my son, bro? You think you're gonna take my son?" And what he means by son, he means you. It's so funny how he's trying to use his son as a way for him to, keep a hold of Latrice. And that's exactly what Cliff is going to try to do. As soon as Latrice leaves, he's going to try to keep that child. You ain't about to take my son. Okay, then we'll let the son stay at your house. I'll move out then, but you can keep the son there. The son can stay. He loves his daddy. But I guarantee you wouldn't want that because you don't want to take care of your son. You don't want the full responsibility of taking care of your kid. And I guarantee you that if she did leave, you would not be a present father in your son's life because You a piece of shit like that, and you a narcissist like that. You only want it on your terms, meaning that you fine with the kid being in the household and you having your family as long as it's in the shape and the way that you want to. But if you had to take care of your son by yourself when your wife move out and divorces you, that son you ain't about to worry about him. Absolutely not. So she was like, you got to record on me. And also, y'all, did y'all hear him in the scene also say while he was in the condo, I got my piece? What does that mean? Does he say that he has his piece as in like, namyo harenge kyo? Or does he have his piece meaning that, the blicky? I was like, is he threatening them with gun violence? I don't know, y'all. I don't know. But let's continue, child. So Glenn, so now she's taking him outside. And then this is when Glenn, as he's walking outside, he looks at Marie and so Gucci. He was like, I know more about y'all too than y'all know. Believe that. I'm like, what is he talking about? What does he know about them? What does he know about them, y'all? What does he know about Marie and Gucci? What does he know? I want to know, y'all. Because he got tea. He got tea, and I believe it. I believe he got the tea on them. I want to know more. Speaking to the mic and let it be clear, Glenn, please, because we want to know what's going on. Okay, let me continue so I can finish this off. So Glenn is out. Glenn and Latrice is outside. She says, "I'm just trying to get some peace," and he was like, "This is what you call peace?" I was like, "Yes, Glenn. It would be peace if you wasn't popping up unannounced, trying to scare the shit out of her to get back to the house. It would be peace." And then this is what she says, it would be different if you came by and you said, let me take you and the boy, my son out to eat. I was like, girl, you don't need any more meals from this man. Leave him. Divorce him. But you scared because you don't really know if he gonna do something to you. And I don't even think that this man should be on the TV screen. If you feel afraid of your life, if you was to leave this man. What are we showing on OWN Network? This is OWN Network has the most abused women on their shows. Like, it's very hard to watch sometimes, y'all. And I'm not playing. So he says, you think I'm gonna let my family go? You think I'm just gonna let my family go? You have no choice. You cannot keep this woman whenever you so feel like it. If she wants to leave, she has the right to leave, Glenn. Michael, go home now. Anyway, let me hurry up and get this done. Child, I gotta hurry up. So he says, you think I'm gonna let my family go? And he's basically using his son as a beacon of control over Letitia to keep her in the same place. And that's exactly what Cliff is doing. As soon as he impregnates her, she's going to be in full, complete ownership of him, right? So Tisha, Tisha saying this is not I'm sorry. This is when, she says, you're not thinking clearly. He was like, what you mean I'm not thinking clearly? At this point, so Gucci and Marie are in the condo basically listening to this go on. And she's like, you could ask him to leave because this is still your property. So Marie takes it upon herself to open the door and she says, like, Tisha, this is not the time. Tisha, come on in the house. I was like, now she sounds like somebody's mom. She's like, come on up in the house. Like I said, come on up in the house. And she says, I will fight for my friend. I was like, you need to be careful. You don't want to die over somebody who's not willing to do the same thing for themselves. You okay with putting your life on the line over her, but she ain't even okay with putting her life on the line for her own freedom. She's still in this scared. There's nothing that you can do to a woman who's not ready to leave. She not ready yet. She's still sitting in the confessionals with this clown, looking like a dumbass, just a clown. You sitting in the confessional solo saying that you're afraid to leave him, but then in the next confessional, you sitting right next to him. I'm confused. I can't. Well, it's definitely not going to be a new beginning. We're going to have to find a new place. I'm sorry, Gucci. You can double it up on the fee or whatever the case may be. And I guess we're going to have to find a new place for her to stay. But honestly, it's not going to work because he got your shit tracked. Regardless on however he's doing it, he must have something in your car, whatever the case may be. And it's just not safe for you. And that was the episode, y'all. So let me know what y'all think, child. This was wild. Baby, Glenn was eating Maria alive. But Maria looked good. Maria looked good. But also, y'all, can I let y'all know something real quick? So I was on Twitter, right? I was on Twitter. Let me hurry up and see if I can get this over with before I hit the hour mark, you know. So I was on social media, and I see that Marie is going at it with Letitia. I see that Marie is going at it with Letitia, right? So she's basically airing Tisha out, and she's basically saying, like, wait, let me share the screen real quick. Hold on, let me share. Let me share the screen so y'all can see what I'm talking about. All right, here we are. Hold on. I'll do it like this. I feel like it's better when I do it this way. I feel like it's better when I do it this way. So Latrice is like, let me go to Latrice is basically throwing shots, and she threw shots, and child, this is a mess. She says, so she basically saying driving your patient's van to commute knowing you don't have patience is crazy. She was like, you know so much about my husband, so much. The obsession is pathetic. Thanks for reading my article, babe. It was the Forbes one for me. I get it. Open a clinic and I'll send my PR to actually write a catchy yet convincing you two can grow the same. I was like, girl, there is no generational wealth in renting. We the people just want to see the businesses that you made that made you a millionaire. Again with the lies. I don't play about domestic violence in any form. This is what really started it, for me. She said, I don't play about domestic abuse in any form, but aren't you the Marie who posted a Facebook picture from your attack with your alleged husband? Marie basically says, yes, I have been vocal about my ex-husband breaking my arm, and I got out of the abuse, unlike you who continues to go through it. I gave production the storyline unlike you did, but they didn't want it. It was my truth. And I talk about it. I talk about it so other women can have the courage to walk away. Get out, honey, before it's too late. It will only get worse. Stop lying and hiding your storyline and your truth. Stop deflecting, misleading the viewers that we have the real beef to keep them from finding out how unhappy you really are. I'm not your storyline, child. Carry on. Yeah, mind y'all, like, I've been saying this, like, this is why she does this, because she don't want people to know about her real life. Y'all, I don't like, I don't like Latrice. I just don't. She says this chick will always be taking shots, but when I hit back below the belt again, she'll be back shaking in the corner, crying like a victim. And then she said, this is when, Latrice said again with the lie, she says, we the people just want to see the businesses that made you a millionaire. I think this is when Marie says, you summon me. Okay, here you go. All of my credentials. You can't be uploaded. I have too many, but here is a few that make, me a certified millionaire. Receipts verified, and certified. Why do you think OWN have a multimillionaire in my bio and not yours? Because you're not. You're not a multimillionaire. Allegedly, all of the stuff that you have is Cliff. Cliff may be, but the streets know you not. Stop the cap. Where are you certified? Where are you certified receipts that validate you, y'all? The English is not Englishing, but it's okay. I understand. It's a Twitter argument. So she basically showing us all of the stuff that she has going on. It's so funny because like this woman really, really wants us to, she says, woo, the receipts. I love me some Marie Monroe. Kisses. Yes, we love Marie Monroe over here. We stand her in this house. Let me see where I'm at. Give me 1 second, y'all. Wait, give me 1 second. Okay, I don't know what's going on, y'all. My bad. it's kind of hard. I don't know why it's been so hard to like share the screen and do it. Like it just froze for a second. Okay. So she says, we the people just want to see the business that made you a millionaire. There is no generational wealth in renting, whatever the case may be. This is when Marie basically says, I don't have to rent. So that shade is indirectly towards Letitia. I will cut a check for your life. Please don't make me drop receipts because I will. What you make in a year, I make in a week. You better ask Letitia. She saw the verified proof, honey. Stop flexing off of Cliff. She said, stop flexing off of Cliff assets. That's why you can't leave, because you will lose material things he holds over your head when he gets mad. Cliff owned you. Everyone in the SIP know all of the assets Cliff had when you were in diapers, not when he was in diapers. Stop buying all of those articles too. We see you, boo. You want to be famous so bad. Girl. I like how many times are we gonna go through with this? You know so much about my husband. The obsession is pathetic. Thanks for reading my article, babes. We already read that. From the SBA to the IRS to my accountant, my coins, my assets are all verifiable. Nothing moves unless I sign for it. Write a check for a house and a car. Driving your patient van to a commute knowing you don't have patience is crazy. Let me call the team and see if we can run a promo in honor of tonight's episode, child. Like, y'all gotta stop throwing this abusive. Okay, Ashley. But last time I stuck up for someone who had that title and an alcoholic, they ain't do nothing but go on interviews and talk shit about me. I was like, you really need to mind your business, Ashley, because stay up out of this, because what we actually seen is abuse. And sometimes you women need to understand that a situation is abusive, not just because you're used to it makes it okay. Just because you're used to a nigga cussing you out, getting in your face and talking down to you, snatching you up by your arm does not make it any less abusive than what it actually is, y'all. And on that note, I bid y'all farewell. Know that y'all are loved. Know that y'all have, a purpose here. I love every single one of y'all. If y'all need a hug, can y'all go? Okay, hope you felt that, because I know I did. And I hope you guys have a beautiful, beautiful rest of y'all day. And I definitely plan on doing the same, y'all. Peace.